Hiya, and welcome back to Tennis Ace, the game that teaches us that June secretly knows everything. I feel like we're actually kind of close right now. Also, I found out what the network issue was this time. A not good IP address. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Heh. Now that I'm alone in my room, I can't keep myself from fidgeting around and looking for something to do. To compound onto my frustration due to Aki's smaller size and shorter fur, he finished drying himself in a quarter of the time it took me to do the same. At least he took his dryer and turned it on me to help me try and comb my fur faster. We hung out for a few minutes afterwards before he finally left for school. Helping me bathe and move around the house took so much time that most of his usual morning routine was gone by the time we were finished, leaving no time for him to study and review before class. I feel kind of bad about that. Now what do I do with myself? Looking around my room, the whole place feels so alien. I know it's my room, but it really doesn't feel like it is. I keep having to snap my attention away from bad thoughts all the time and can't bring myself to focus on anything. A while ago, I grabbed the notes from my classmates kindly took for me and tried getting up to date on the subjects I missed while absent. Or, to be more precise, I'm still doing it, but I'm not making any progress at all. After a couple hours, I'm no more than 10 pages in. Ugh, this is exhausting. At least Mom should be coming home soon. I don't trust myself being alone. My mind keeps wanting to think of things that I'd rather not think about. Just keeping those thoughts away already feels like a ton of effort. It's a lot easier when someone else is around. I still have to watch myself and make sure I don't slip into a bad mind state, but otherwise it's easier to stay distracted. June and Yuuichi said they'd come by after class. At the same time that I'm thankful to have them around, having to watch my reactions sounds exhausting. I both do and don't want them to be here. Yeah. Pretending to be in a good mood just for Aki was already way tiring. It was good to have a distraction, sure, but there's no way things will get better just like that. Sai and Keisuke won't be back till Sunday night, so I can't really talk to them even if they're not in class. I shouldn't be disturbing their concentration when they're in between matches. God, everyone I know is at school right now. That's a sad thing to think about. I can't believe I kind of missed the hospital. At least there I had nurses coming and going all the time, so I didn't feel like I was alone. Deep breaths, Yuuichi. Ah! I'm snapped out of my internal rambly thoughts by the phone vibrating and ringing loudly on top of my desk. I quickly grab it, seeing a call from the school. Hello, this is Yuuichi speaking. Hello, this is Katsuragi, Yuuichi-kun. It's good to speak with you. Sensei, what's going on? Shoichi-kun has informed us that you're mostly recovered and will be getting back to school on Monday. I hope it's okay with you, but there was a matter I needed to discuss a little while ago and couldn't since you were absent. Oh, right. I did ask Shoichi to let them know that I'd be getting back next week. Though I made sure to tell him I didn't want anyone to know about my accident until I got back. Okay. I don't want to impose when you're still recovering, so we can schedule a meeting for Monday morning when you arrive. I just wanted to let you know. It's not really an imposition. I'm mostly fine right now. I can talk. We can go over it right now. Are you sure? Yes. In fact, please talk to me. I'll take anything I can get. I just want someone else to talk to so I can distract myself. Very well. Sensei cleared her throat. It's really easy to imagine her straightening her posture on the other end of the line. She does that whenever she has something important to talk about. I can't really go into detail since I do require some visual aid materials that I have in my office, but I'll give you some general knowledge about the offer. The offer? Yes, we've had an international college reach directly to us some time ago wanting to be put in contact with you regarding an athletic scholarship. As soon as I hear the words athletic scholarship, my entire body freezes. It's like a bucket of cold water had suddenly been dropped on me. I shiver from head to toe, a breath still caught inside my throat. A certain institution in Vancouver, Canada has offered to give you a full ride scholarship to a wide array of different majors they offer, all in exchange for you joining their tennis program. According to their research, not only is this institution highly regarded, according to our research, their training facilities are top-notch. Oh, hiya. I see. At some point, Katsuragi-sensei started droning on details on the offer while I only half listened. The full gist of it is that it's an incredibly generous offer, worth hundreds of millions of yen, the kind that most athletes probably dream of. But I can't dream of that. I'm forced to listen, offering nothing more than a few nods and grunts here and there while she goes on about the numbers, what kinds of facilities they have, what kinds of majors they offer. Too much. It's too much information. My brain shuts down, unable to comprehend all that I'm being told. Sensei, I'll have to think about it. What? But I'm not I turned the phone off immediately, tossing it on the desk without a second thought. I'm cold. Why did I have to hear that? An athletic scholarship? Are you kidding me? Do I look like I can do anything about it? Crap. My eyes are starting to burn. Stupid college people, stupid sensei. Did you have to talk about this with me now? What the hell is this? What kind of sick sense of humor does the world have to throw this at me now of all times? It's not fair. It's not fucking fair. Yuuichi, I'm back. Mom. Answer, my voice catching in my throat and coming out as a strained bark. Is everything okay? I think I'm gonna throw up. I'm coming inside. Don't. Sweetie. Hey, Mom. What's wrong? You're sweating heavily. I'm fine. I can't let her worry about me too much. She's got too much on her own plate already. You don't look fine. It's okay, I just got a bit woozy for a second. I think because I didn't have breakfast. That's not good. I'll go downstairs and I'll whip up something for you to eat real quick. Do you want me to help you down the stairs? I got you your crutches. Just the crutches are fine, thanks. I'd rather do it on my own. Are you sure? Yes! Gosh, you worry too much. It's just my knee that's a bit banged up. The rest of the injuries are pretty much healed already. Okay. I won't fuss too much. Thanks. I'll be down in a minute. Just give me the crutches so I can acclimate them a bit before I have to go down the stairs. Okay. I'll make you something really light for lunch since you're feeling sick. Thanks, Mom. You're great. Do let me know if you need any help. I will. She hands me a pair of metal crutches. All of it is nicely rounded and polished, with no sharp edges anywhere to be found. The handle, the armrest, the bottom, all those parts are finished off with a layer of rubber for both comfort and better grip. Just holding it, I can already tell that this thing is really steady. This will be a big help. I hope it will. I spared no expense. Please tell me you didn't break bank buying it. Don't be silly. I know how to manage my money. I'm not going to buy something that is out of budget. Good. At least I don't need to feel guilty about her getting an ungodly expensive pair for me. That would really suck. Mom hangs around for a few moments more, watching me with a big smile on her face as I use the crutches for the first time. Getting myself up from the chair on my own and standing on my own 3 feet. These are great. I feel really steady. Oh, I'm so glad to hear. Is it comfortable? Yeah, the handles are very soft and grippy. I don't think it'll be a problem if my hands were to get sweaty. Good. I'll be waiting for you downstairs. I'll get started on lunch. Thanks. Heh. Kinda sucks that even the enthusiasm over the crutches has to be more marred right now. I'm just glad Mom showed up before I spiraled even worse. Just lock it all inside and far, far away. For better or worse, I'll have to deal with it on Monday. At least I have some time to steel myself before then. For now, though, man. Being able to walk around on my own is great, even if this thing is inconvenient and I'm really slow using it. Even a little bit of independence is better than nothing. My whole body already felt weak from being stuck in a bed for so long. I'll be taking this thing everywhere. First stop, downstairs. Actually, no. First stop, the bathroom. An hour later, the idle sounds of some kind of random TV show are only barely enough to drown away the constant buzzing of my thoughts shooting around at the light speed in my head. Every now and again I hear one clink or another coming from the kitchen as Mom works on making lunch. I'm not going to lie, the smell is pretty amazing. My stomach was all tied up in knots earlier, but I'm starting to feel hungry again just by being downstairs and smelling it. Every now and again, the idle bad thought comes, but it's much easier to chase away by starting a random conversation with Mom in the kitchen or fiddling with my phone. Being locked up in that hospital room all day every day by myself wasn't good for my mental health. If it weren't for Aki basically forcing his way in there to keep me company, I'd have gone insane. What is that you're watching, sweetie? Mom's voice echoes softly from the kitchen, calling my attention away from my idle daydreams. I don't know actually. I'm not really paying attention. Then why do you have it on? I like the noise. The noise, huh? You're so much like your father. I am? Huh. I sneak a quick glance in the direction of our little shrine, seeing its doors half open, something that is already plenty rare in this house. We've only ever left open when Mom is home, mostly because it's always made me a little uncomfortable and I wasn't all too sure why. As I got older, staring at that picture of my dad just creeped me out. Something about it made me uneasy, and I would constantly close the doors on it until it became a habit. Though I'm not about to get up with a pair of crutches just to go close that door. That'd be ridiculous. Mom? Yes, sweetie? What was Dad like? I hear the sound of plates falling on the kitchen counter, instinctively looking back to see if anything is wrong. Thankfully, nothing seems to be broken, at least from my vantage point. However, Mom stands frozen on her spot, her back turned to me.
What was your dad like? That's the first time you've talked about him in years.
Yeah. Mom wipes down the counter, putting the plate she dropped back in place before walking to the living room, taking a seat right next to me. For some reason, I instinctively adjust myself on the couch.
You were only 6 when he died. What do you remember about him?
Not that much, actually. I remember he was the one who taught me how to play tennis. I remember him always being busy. He never had time to play with me because he was always at work. Actually, I remember the times he wasn't there more than I do the times he was. How messed up is that?
Well, your dad did work quite a lot, so I can understand that. I only wish you boys could have gotten to know him better.
I mostly feel bad for Aki. At least I remember him a little. Aki doesn't at all.
Yes.
So I'm sorry if it's sudden, but I'm a bit curious. What kind of man was Dad like?
Let's see. He was very much like you.
Like me?
Your father was quite popular in school. He was very smart and likable, even if he could be a little dense at times. I'd had a crush on him since our 2nd year of middle school. I even thought for sure I'd confessed to him and been rejected during our 3rd year. Yet the goof apparently hadn't noticed I confessed at all. He didn't even know I liked him till well into our senior year of high school.
What? Seriously? That sounds exhausting.
Oh, I'm sure it was. At the time, at least. Nowadays, I only remember it fondly. Your father was very dense. It could be exasperating at times, but in the end it only made me love him more. Whenever he did something that hurt me or anyone else, you always knew he didn't mean it. He had no malice in him at all.
That strikes uncomfortably close to home. I'm sure if I told my friends about it, they'd all unanimously agree that's me.
Really, I could never understand how someone so smart could be so stupid at the same time. It was a wonder to see.
Hiya. I feel personally attacked.
It's alright, sweetie. If your friends are anything like Ken's were, they could never hold a grudge.
I wonder about that. How many times must I have hurt them by being oblivious? Only now do I know that Jun has had feelings for me for a while, and because I couldn't tell at first, he ended up hurt. I'd much rather be like Aki. He's really good at picking up on what other people think and feel. Annoyingly good, in fact. Little shit was already hinting at Jun and I being a thing before I even knew Jun had feelings for me. I swear, I don't know how he does it, but it's downright scary sometimes. He must have gotten it from Mom, because it seems like he definitely didn't get it from Dad. And I'm not like that either, so... What did Dad do? For work, I mean.
He was a public servant. He was working at the Department of Health before he passed. Your father was a bit of a workaholic. I got pregnant for you far earlier than we intended, and he began working double shifts to provide for us. I barely had time to finish college. You were only a year old when I graduated.
Oh, sorry.
Don't apologize, sweetie. I don't regret it at all. It might have been difficult, but I wouldn't trade the time I had with you for anything in this world. Neither would your father, I'm sure.
Was Dad excited to have me?
Oh, honey. Your father was in love with you before you were even born. For months, you were all he could talk about. I wonder if Yuuichi will like sports. I wonder if he'll grow up big and strong. I have to make sure he's taken care of. Your father loved children. In fact, I'm pretty sure the days he found out I was pregnant of you and Aki were the happiest days of his life.
Dad was that kind of guy, huh? I do seem to remember him smiling a lot. He never had free time to spend with me, but the few times that he did, I remember him smiling and playing around with me a bunch. I remember him holding me in his arms when I was sick and sad and consoling me when Mom was tired. I remember him talking to me about how much he loved tennis and how he dreamed of making a career out of it. I used to idolize him way back when. Actually, I don't think I ever really dealt with his death all that much. When he died, Aki was almost born. Dad would keep telling me how I was going to be an older brother and soon would have to look out for Aki. So, once he died, I did everything I could to do just that.
Did you know? Yuuichi can be written with a lot of different kanji. Your father agonized over which one to choose for you.
He did? Mom nods, reaching over her hand to stroke my cheek. And how did he choose?
In the end, he decided to use the kanji of you for help. He hoped you'd grow up to become big and strong, yes, but he also hoped you'd be kind and gentle, someone who wouldn't hesitate to help others when they needed. I'd say he was right on the money, wouldn't you?
That's... wow. I don't even know what to say. Thanks, Dad. What about Aki?
Well, by the time we found out I was carrying Aki, we could already tell you were a gentle, talented boy, but you did seem to be just like your dad. So he wished for a little brother that could look out for you just as much as you looked out for him. Aki for bright and Yoshi for reason.
A little brother who is both smart and reasonable? That sounds like Aki.
Right? How lucky are we that you both turned out just as we hoped. You boys were the very blessings we'd prayed for.
I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, but make no mistake, he could be strict when needed. You might have been a good kid, but you were still very rowdy. He needed to discipline you more than once. For the 6 years of your life, I was a housewife. Being able to stay home with you every day was a blessing, but it was also very challenging. I was often just as tired as Ken was when he'd get home. He never held it against me, though. He'd come home from work and would immediately spring into his role as your father, taking care of anything that still needed taken care of, spending time with you, helping with your homework.
He sounds like a great father. It's a shame I don't remember much of it.
He really was.
Although, I kind of feel like I have to ask, did you never move on from him?
Move on?
You know, I've never seen any other guys around or heard you dating any again.
Oh! I hardly have time for that. Even if I wanted to, I'm far too busy with my work for that.
So, you're not just staying single because of him, are you?
I won't lie to you. Your father was the love of my life. I'm sure I could love again if I tried to, but he would always be my first and would always be near and dear in my heart. The death of a partner, it's not something you move on from all that easily. Even if you do, it's something you never forget. Plus, if I'm going to find myself a new man, I'm certainly not going to settle for less. Anyone who isn't at least as good as Ken is no good.
That might as well exclude most men on the planet.
At my age, it just might. Still, maybe I'll think of it again once you boys are all grown up and don't need me to take care of you anymore. Then I would still need to find a man who isn't insecure about my history. That's a much taller order than you might think.
Yeah, it's nice. I can imagine. Mom sighs, turning her head to look wistfully at the little shrine. Getting up from the couch, she slowly walks towards it. I instinctively hold my breath when she reaches for the door, gingerly opening and placing the lock so that it stays that way. All of her movements graceful and full of care. She puts both her hands together in prayer, lowering her head and closing her eyes. After a few seconds' deliberation, I join together in the gesture from the couch. Dad, I really don't know if you're here or not, but if you are, thank you for everything. Maybe you're the one who looked out for me and made sure I wouldn't get hurt too bad back then. The doctors did say it was a miracle that I came out of it mostly fine. So, thank you. I love you.
Okay, I think the soup's almost done cooking. I'm going to set the table and then we can have lunch together. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
You're so full of energy.
I don't know if that's exactly true, but I do feel better now than I did just a few minutes ago. A few hours later. A little while after lunch, and having cleaned everything up in the kitchen while refusing any help from me, Mom brought her laptop downstairs and started working from the kitchen counter. The reality is that even if she managed to get out of going to the office for a few days, she can't stop working altogether. So she ended up having to work from here, probably more for her peace of mind than anything else. At least this way she gets to keep an eye on me and doesn't have to worry about anything. Which is just fine by me, so long as she can manage to relax, I'm peachy. Last thing I want is for anyone to worry about me. So I'll play the part, I'll behave, I'll be accommodating, I'll hold my tongue. Hiya. I need to make sure they're all happy, that I'm not the reason they're upset. I can do this. The sound of knocking echoes from the front door, making my ears switch as soon as I hear it.
I'll check it out. You stay there.
Mom interrupts me as soon as she notices me moving to get up. I guess some habits are hard to get rid of. Maybe it's Aki, or one of the guys. Aki did say he'd be skipping practice and heading straight home after school today. Those classes only ended about 10 minutes ago, so there's no way he got here already. Classes at my school, on the other hand, ended a while ago. If the guys didn't go to their clubs or lingered, there would be a realistic chance that they'd be here by now. They did say they'd be coming over.
Yuuichi, look who it is. Kobayashi-kun came over to see you.
Sorry for the intrusion. Don't be ridiculous. You told me in the morning that you'd be coming over. I did, but considering the look on your mom's face when she saw me, I'm guessing you didn't tell her. Oh, right. I guess I forgot. Where did that come from? That sharp answer out of nowhere. Why do you have to strike me down like that?
It's alright. It's always a pleasure to have one of Yuichi's friends over. I'm going to go back to my computer so I can work. Would you like me to get you something before that? Tea? I have some rice crackers in the pantry as well.
No, ma'am. I'm good. Thank you very much.
Do let me know if you need anything, okay?
I just noticed. There's like a little line on Misaki's face whenever she smiles. Sorry about that. I forgot to let her know. It
doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter? Yeah, it's not a big deal. Jun drops his bag on the floor next to the couch, taking a seat at the nearby armchair. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. Really? Yeah, really. Why do you look like you don't believe me? It's nothing. Jun slowly shakes his head sideways. Come on, I might be dense, but I'm not stupid. If you're looking like that, even I can tell that something's wrong. Am I not being convincing enough? You looked a bit suspicious last night, too. I have to try harder to throw him off. Is there anything you want to do? I'm kind of bored of sitting around doing nothing. Something to do? Yeah, play a game, maybe. Oh, I know. Maybe you could recommend me something nice for us to watch. That's, Maybe you'd prefer reading something? You like reading, right? I think you mentioned it a few times before. I do, but there's a slight novel series that I really like. It's set in a futuristic Tokyo or in a world where magic exists, except magic is all sciencey and stuff. That sounds so generic that I can think of a ton of novels that fit that description. Really? The MC is this plain-looking guy that everyone looks down on since he doesn't stand out, but he's secretly a really powerful, specialized magician, and one of the strongest people in the world. That still doesn't narrow it down at all. Well, there are a lot of other powerful magicians who initially look down on him. Once they find out what kind of guy he is, they start falling for him one by one. But the guy's on the Just tell me the damn name! Whoa! That got a bigger rise out of him than I thought it would. What's going on with you? We're in a bad mood or something? Eh, not important. Either way, I got him off my trail, so it's fine. It's called My Days at Magic Academy. Am I secretly a demon lord? Oh, that one. Do I detect some judgment in your tone? Yes. Shion-kun is a terrible protagonist, and his powers make no sense. Also, you totally left out the part about demons existing when you gave me that super generic synopsis. Jeez, why so picky? I didn't say anything that wasn't true, did I? No, but you could have been more accurate. Also, what's wrong with Shion? I like him. Sure you do. He's a lovable generic dude with all the personality of a wet tissue paper. He's part of that movement for super bland protagonists that are uber powerful and loved by everything that the industry has been falling into, since it's basically wish fulfillment. If he's bland and passive, barely anything he does will pull readers out of the story. He's made to be as generic as possible so people can identify with him and boost sales. It's boring. Also, I'm sorry, but a demon and an angel are very different things. He can't be both the son of the High Seraph with the human woman and a demon lord. A fallen angel isn't the same thing as a demon. It makes no sense. What? So stop attacking the things I like! And stop liking mediocre things. Wow. It's like that? Alright. Then what do you like, Mr. Cultured? In light novels or with literature in general? Give me a light novel you like since your taste is so superior. Asagao, Memories of That Summer. I've never heard of that. What's that about? The protagonist is a young adult named Setsuna Shiozaki. She's working at a coffee shop while going to college and still dealing with the trauma of an incident that happened during her middle school years. The story is basically about her coming to grips with an accident that cost the life of one of her childhood friends and how the group starts coming back together after Setsuna-san finds out she's been diagnosed with ALS. The name comes from the fact that the accident happened in the day when the morning glory flowers started coming in bloom. It's a story about human connection, appreciating the friendships you have and not wasting the chances you are given because you never know what might happen tomorrow. What's with that super advanced sounding book? I thought June was going to name something like dragons and magic and stuff. This sounds super sad. I felt like a gut punch just hearing about it. How many volumes are there? 13. The story finished last year. Fuck. I'll make a mental note to pick up one of those volumes and give it a try. I didn't know you read that sort of thing. Don't get me wrong, power fantasies and escapism are fine every now and again, but even then they need to at least put a little bit of effort into them. There are some books out there that might as well just be a bunch of marketing tropes mashed together for maximum sales. Oh jeez. The anime I've heard you talking about were all pretty much like that though. Anime are different. I can just watch them for the flashy sequences and whatnot. As long as they don't make my brain rot while watching it, it's good. It's just there for entertainment value. Books need more care though. If you're going to get me to read it, the least you can do is not write as if you thought I were an idiot. Jeez, this is so unlike you. Are you really June? Oh god, what if this is an imposter? Could this be Attack of the Body Stealers all over again? Please don't look at me like that. But like what? Don't act so surprised just because I have standards. Are you really June? You're acting a bit different. I wonder. You wonder? What the hell does that mean? It's hard to explain. Maybe changing all at once was too much. Changing? Changing what? Oh god, did something happen to June while I was away? What the hell happened? I'm filtering my thoughts, Lest? Does that make sense? Oh, Star, she is not here right now.
filtering them less? I'm not sure I follow.
It's, actually, could we have this conversation somewhere more private?
I shoot a glance from June to my mother as he looks right at her. She doesn't even seem to be aware that we're here. She tunnel visions pretty hard when she's focused, so I doubt she's even hearing us right now. But if there's something he's uncomfortable saying around other people, it's only fair that I agree. Plus, if it touches even tangentially into the subject of romantic feelings, then I would want to be away from her as well. Mom, we're going upstairs for a bit.
Oh, sure, that's fine by me.
Upstairs? Isn't that a bit too... It's fine, I have crutches now and they help a lot. It's not that bad going up and down the stairs. But, seriously, stop worrying. I already went up and down a few times today all by myself. It's fine. If you say so. Even though I said that, June continues to fuss over me the entire way. I had to climb the stairs with him right next to me, boxing me in with his arms, keeping one of them hanging just a few centimeters before my back and the other doing the same at my front. I highly doubt he'd have the upper body strength to catch and stabilize me if I were to fall, but I decided to keep quiet for his peace of mind. He opened the door for me even before I could reach it for it. What a gentleman. There, this should be private enough for you, right? Yeah, right. June closes the door behind us, taking a seat at my bed as soon as he notices me doing the same, pulling up my desk chair.
So, this is kind of an awkward thing to talk about.
You're making me anxious by proxy here.
Right, sorry.
June takes a few deep breaths, placing a hand on his chest and breathing in and out slowly. It brings me memories of when we went to his piano concert and I did that to him to help him calm down. The sight brings a smile to my face.
Okay, the truth is, I haven't been entirely truthful with you guys since I met you.
Okay?
Emotional damage.
Oh yeah, that's emotional damage.
Well, truth is, well, it's a long story, but I basically went through a lot of trouble before I moved back to Saitama. I was lonely, had no friends, had no one to talk to. Things got really, really bad, and my parents had to bring me back ASAP last year for my protection. I didn't want to make them sad, and I could tell they were really worried about me, so I started acting to make them happy. When I noticed that worked, I tried doing the same whenever I met other people, so there would be a better chance they'd like me.
Acting?
Yuuichi-san, I'm not really quite like I've been pretending to be, or at least I don't think I am.
You don't think you are? You're really doing a number on my head here, June.
Trust me, I'm just as confused as you are. I've been acting for a really long time. I don't really know how to be myself anymore. When I met you guys, I pretended to be super upbeat and energetic because I was nervous. No one wanted to be friends with a sad sack, right? And you guys seemed to respond well to that. Being a silly airhead worked. So I kept acting like that, even if it wasn't exactly what I was thinking. Especially with you. I started to fall for you, and I noticed you really liked me the most when I was like that, all cute and silly and oblivious, so I leaned into that, because I wanted you to like me. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Silence. My mind is totally silent right now. All the buzzing of thoughts pulling in a million different directions goes completely quiet. How do I even process this? What do I make out of this? June isn't June? Wait, has he been playing me this whole time? He's not the guy he's been pretending to be? What the hell does that even mean? He noticed that I liked him when he acted like that, so he's been reading me this entire time? Am I that obvious? Wait, I didn't even know it myself. How did he... I have a headache.
I can imagine. It's probably a lot, huh?
I don't know what to think. Like, you were lying the whole time we were together?
Not lying, just exaggerating some of my reactions. And, biting my tongue when an unkind thought came to mind.
Wait, is that what those sudden caustic comments that would come out of nowhere were? Holy crap, it suddenly makes so much sense. You would always pipe up out of nowhere to say something way out of character and then would look at us as if he had no idea why we were so surprised. Little shit, you were playing innocent the whole time.
I don't like that look you have on your face. Please tell me what you're thinking.
I'm thinking of whether or not I should slap you upside the head for lying to me this whole time.
I'm sorry, I only did it because I didn't think you guys would want to be around me if I didn't act like that.
Hold up. Oh. Okay.
You
all seemed to like me when I was innocent and silly and everything. I just wanted you all to like me. I just wanted you to like me. But what would even be the point of me liking you for someone you're not? What would you do? Spend years of your life pretending to be someone else? Don't you me? I swear, if the answer to that question were to be anything other than a resounding no, so help me God, I will slap you upside the head. I was prepared to do it. I've been pretending for a few years already. Ew! That hurt! I told you I was going to hit you, you idiot! I get that I deserve it, but did you hit me so hard? Oh, please, I barely even flicked you. I don't have the courage to actually hit you hard. It still hurts, though. The tiger grumbles, rubbing his forehead on the spot I'd slapped him. Maybe I went a bit too far for slapping him at all, but all things considered, I went pretty easy on him. June, I don't know what to do with you. Yeah, I don't know what to do with myself either. I promised myself that after you got out of the hospital, I would tell you the truth and beg you for forgiveness if I had to. The thought of you hating me, it hurts so much. That's why I couldn't hold it in when you told me you forgave me, but I don't want to pretend with you anymore. I just desperately wanted you to like me, because I liked you so much. You're special, Yuuichi-san. So when I noticed that there was a chance, well, I played dirty. I manipulated you to improve my chances, and that wasn't fair to you. I'm sorry. God, my head is a jumbled mess right now. It's too much. Way too much information for a single day. Way too many sudden news. First the thing with school, now this. I just wanted to have a day where I can at least pretend to forget my problems for a little bit. Which is probably a bit hypocritical. Should I really be grilling June over that when I'm... No, this and that are completely different things. He was lying to me. He was lying to other people so they'd like him. I'm doing it so they won't have to worry about me. The motivation is totally different. Heh. But I don't want to be mad at June, even if I feel like I should. I appreciate the honesty. Do you hate me now? No. I just need some time to wrap my head around it. Okay. Is that all you wanted to tell me? Yeah, it was. Great. Let's go back downstairs then. I'd rather not be cooped up in my room all day. Are you sure? Maybe you should rest for a bit. Don't you start with that crap too. I don't want to be babied. I'm not broken or anything. Right. You're right. I'm sorry. Whoa, he agreed real fast. How did I do that? I'll have to try and remember the tone I used. Might come in handy in the future. Thankfully, he seems to have stopped fussing over me. Being able to make my way down the stairs without being boxed in already feels tons better. So, tell me, how's school today? Kind of a drag, though I did let people know in class that you'd be back on Monday like you asked. Were there any problems? Ayako-san and the Nezumiro twins insisted on coming to visit, but I told them you preferred to be alone until you came back. And they listened? They're not here, are they? Point taken. What about the piano? How's your rehearsal been? I haven't really played much recently. You haven't? Why not? I was spending most of my time at the hospital waiting for you to get discharged. It didn't feel right to spend my time leisurely playing the piano while you were recovering from... Well, don't be ridiculous. Don't you have a competition soon? I'll be fine. I have a list of competitors already, and there isn't really anyone that might worry me signed up for it. I can't tell if that's you being confident or cocky. Just realistic. This coming from the guy who was a nervous mess during his last two competitions, or was that a lie too? No! I'm confident because I did well in those last competitions. I've mostly gotten through the competition jitters, believe it or not, but I used to perform quite often before. I was only nervous because it had been years without me performing in public. After the last one, I've mostly gotten back in the groove of things. I'm fine now. Really? Just like that? Jun shifts around on his seat, looking away from me, clasping his hands together on his lap and fidgeting with his fingers. But mostly, the fear that I'll mess up is still there, but so long as I don't, I should be fine. I can't tell whether you're actually confident or not. Kudos to you for even trying, but still. Why is it that even when you're being all confident and stuff, I can't help but worry about you? I don't know, but I'd really rather if you didn't. Tough luck. You don't seem like you have enough of a grip on things for me to be able to. I don't know. I'm using an alias. Yuuichi-san, please don't make me mad. Yeah, I guess babying him is pointless since he seems to have been in control of things the entire time. Or at least in enough control to be able to fool us into thinking he was something entirely different. Maybe I am a little bit bitter. How's your knee? Does it hurt? A little bit. It's mostly fine, though. I needed Aki's help to bathe myself this morning. That was embarrassing. Going into the bathroom alone like this does seem a bit dangerous, though. The chances of you slipping, even with crutches, is pretty high. I know, that's what sucks. Crutches help a ton, though. It's nice to have some independence. As long as you don't hurt your other leg in the process. My other leg is fine, stop worrying. Yuuichi-san, you were run over by a car. You can't just shrug it off like it was nothing. Watch me. That wasn't a challenge. Don't care, I'm still doing it. Ugh. Sorry, June, but I refuse to let myself be bagged down by this. I will get better. I have to get better. Because the alternative is just too much and too hard for me to bear. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to turn my life around and forget all about this. I won't think about it. I won't acknowledge it happened. This will be nothing. It is nothing. That day is nothing but a blip in my mind. Yep, nothing but that. It doesn't matter. I'll figure something out for my life and we'll move past all this before you even notice. Just you watch me. You know, there's nothing wrong in Nope. You don't even know what I was going to say. Doesn't matter. From your tone of voice, I can already tell it's not something I want to hear. Being hurt doesn't give you a pass for being a dick, you know. What? How could you say something so hurtful? I'm not a dick. Oh, don't look at me like that. It's not going to work. Seriously, who are you? I can't figure you out at all. It's not like I'm always like this. I'm just in a bad mood right now. And you doing things like this doesn't help. You're in a bad mood? You're in a bad mood? Are you really saying that to me right now? Ha! Deep breaths, Yuuichi. Don't show it. No matter what happens, don't show your frustration. I'm already playing a dangerous game here by showing too much annoyance. Remember, you're supposed to be happy. Not a care in the world. Not a one. Not at all. Yep. I'm totally cool. Cool. My bad. I shouldn't be talking like that. You're right. Wait, what? Oh, actually, there's one thing I've been curious about. What is it? Have you guys done anything interesting while I was away? All you and Yuuichi talked about was me and how you were worried about me, yada yada yada. Nothing about what you guys have been up to? That's because we haven't done much other than spend time at the hospital, hoping for you to let us see you. What? You guys didn't even get together to chat at school or something? I guess so. I mean, Yuuichi-san and I got together for lunch today. Ooh, nice. You and Yuuichi never really hung out all on your own. So I was afraid you two would be alone if the rest of us weren't there to bring you together. How's lunch? You guys talked about anything interesting? Hard to say. It's hard to say if there was anything interesting. Like you said, Yuuichi-san and I never really hung out on our own. It's hard to make conversation. That I'd believe. Yuuichi can be surprisingly closed off if you're not one of the lucky few in his personal good graces. And while he's always good with Jun when we're together in a group, I have no clue how he'd act when the two are alone. Actually, Sai and I are pretty much the only people Yuuichi hangs out with alone. As far as I know, even Keisuke, whom he's known for years, doesn't get that privilege. And he barely talks to Hitoka-chan nowadays, so why do all of my friends need to have such complicated personal lives? Sai is probably the only normal, well-adjusted person in this group, and she's slightly insane already on her own. I can give you some pointers on how to talk to Yuuichi if you want. It's pretty easy. Isn't that kind of pathetic? More than sitting in awkward silence for hours because you have nothing to say to each other. What do you suggest? Well, Yuuichi loves talking about sports. You said before that you love sports even if you don't practice them. Get him talking about volleyball and it'll pretty much never stop. That's an idea. I don't know that much about volleyball, to be honest. I mostly know soccer because I played it in tennis because Dad is obsessed with it. He'd teach you about volleyball if you asked. Like I said, he loves talking about it. He can go pretty in-depth. Once he gets started on strategies and whatnot, I can't even follow along anymore. I don't know if I'd want the conversation to be that complicated. Other than that, you can talk about games with him too. Yuuichi loves racing games and fighting games. Both genres I am notoriously bad at and not a huge fan of. You could talk about music, I guess. Yuuichi likes a few popular artists. Nanoha and Shigure comes to mind. Oh, I know them. They work with Studio Lemon a lot on anime music. Yep, that's how we both found out about it. Nanoha sang the opening theme to one of Yuichi's favorite animes. I'll keep that in mind. It'll be helpful to have something to talk about that. Talk about that isn't you. Me? Why would you want to talk about me? Well, you're kind of our common link. Still, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about apparently being you guys' sole subject of conversation. Somehow, I feel like I should be uncomfortable about it. You two really need to find new things to talk about. Agreed. Once again, the sound of a knock at the door draws everyone's attention away, including Mom's, who'd been completely uninvolved in our conversation until now and who might even forgotten was there. Oh my. I forgot. Oh my, who could it be this time? It's probably Yuuichi-san. We were both going to come over. He was probably just held up or something. Mom nods, getting up and heading to the door. Since you two didn't show up together, I thought he wouldn't come at all. I was really anxious to have that conversation with you, so I ended up forgetting to wait. Forgetting to wait? Yeah, I just wanted to get over with soon. I mean, I was really scared about it, but I felt like if I let it go on for longer, I'd lose my courage. Relax, your voice is getting squeakier and squeakier as you go along.
Sorry, I'm getting nervous again. Are you actually, or is this just another act? Crap. Am I going to start putting everything you do under a microscope? That'll be super annoying. God damn it, June. Why did you have to go and make things hard? You make everything hard. You keep confusing me or getting in trouble or just... Ugh, no, don't go there. If I let myself go there, I'll get angry. I don't want to get angry. I'd rather just... Hey, sorry for dropping by like this. Dropping by like this? I'm the one who asked you guys to come over. Yeah, but still, you're supposed to be resting and I... No, none of that. Zip it. I'm not made of goddamn glass. Stop it. What? Yuuichi is quite full of energy today. I don't want to be babied or pitied. You stop that. You stop that right now. But, trust me, Shoichi-san, the sooner you go along with it, the better it'll be for you. But... Fine. Good boy. Fuck you. Wow. I even tried censoring you as if I were joking, and that's still your response? Though cursing in front of my mom... I see you've chosen death. I don't want to be a nag, but do at least try not to curse. Right, sorry, I forgot. It's fine, just remember it from now on. What the hell? If it were me, I'd have gotten chewed out way worse than that. Don't be dramatic, I'm never that bad. Besides, it's not my place to be lecturing someone else's child. I'd be way overstepping if I did that. That is so not fair. When have I ever been anything but fair to you? Now, Yuuichi, listen to your mother. Yeah, mother knows best after all. I will hit both of you with my crutches, don't you test me. Ooh, scary. I don't know, it is at least a little scary. He did hit me in the head earlier. What? Yuuichi! Seriously, dude, how could you? I was teaching him a lesson, don't you all gang up on me. Besides, it was barely worse than a flick. Still, you shouldn't be hitting anyone. Got it, Mr. Morality Lesson. Don't snark me either. Okay, I'm taking my laptop and going back upstairs so I can work. Knock on my door if you boys need anything. We're good, Mom. Don't worry so much. Thank you regardless, Misaki-san. Of course. Man, Mom just might like you more than she does me. I'm still in the room. That was really uncalled for, Yuuichi. I don't think I'd said it so loud. Yuuichi-san. Either way, how come it took you so long to get here? I thought you'd be showing up with June. Yet you still didn't get here late enough for you to have gone to the student council today. True, I've been taking a little bit of time off. My VP's loving it, though. Or at least he's very enthusiastic about helping. He stopped me to talk about some issues he wanted my input with, and then the talk ended up running long. Does it ever worry you that our school seems to drop a ridiculous amount of work on the shoulders of the student council? It's like you guys are part-time employees or something. It's crossed my mind on occasion. That's not the important thing. How are you, Yuuichi? This again? I'm getting really tired of people asking me that. Fucking stop it already. Ugh. And it's only going to get worse after I go back to school next week, isn't it? But I can't let them know I'm annoyed either. The more bitter and upset I act, the more they'll worry about me and bother me. Yes. Just smile, Yuuichi. I'm fine. What? I was about to ask, why would you ask me that? But I had to stop myself before it was too late. I know exactly why he would ask. I'd have to be very stupid not to know. Does your leg hurt? Or does anywhere else hurt, for that matter? Shoichi-san, he doesn't want to talk about that. But I still worry. It's fine, really. My knee hurts if I move too fast or something. But other than that, that's fine. Worst part, really, is needing help to move around. Aki needed to help me bathe this morning because I didn't have my crutches yet. Are you 100% sure that crutches are a good idea? Isn't it too soon? Your body is still recovering. This again? I know what's fucking best for myself. I'm not a goddamn child. Stop trying to second guess me about my own treatment. I don't need to deal with this crap. My body's fine. I just had scrapes and bruises on most of it. My knee's the only part that really got hurt. As long as it's properly supported, I'll be fine. Plus, the crutches divide my weight to my entire upper torso as well as my one good leg. There's no risk of injury there. Unless I slip, which isn't all that likely to happen. Yuichi-san got really mad at me when I wouldn't drop it. I see. I mean, Shoichi, I appreciate the concern, but I'm doing alright. I'll just take my recovery a little bit at a time. I'll be walking around as if nothing happened before you know it. Okay, I'll hold you to it. Yuichi-san is pretty strong. I'm sure it'll recover soon. Of course I will. That's exactly what the doctor said too. My body is so strong and healthy that I'll probably make a really fast recovery. Yeah, then it'll just be a matter of finding something for you to do after we graduate. Oh, sorry, I spoke before thinking about it. Nah, it's okay, you're totally right. I need to figure out what to do after this. Truth is, I'm pretty stumped. What do you think I should do? I know I said this before, but you're taking this way better than I thought you would. Right? I surprised myself. If I knew stopping tennis would give me this much relief, I'd have done it way sooner. And yet we kept pressuring you to get over your slump. That was probably your subconscious way to distance yourself from something that was too stressful. I'm sorry. It's fine. If I didn't realize it myself, how would anyone else hope to do it? I'm the only one to blame for that. Yuichi-san. Well, not like we're going to decide anything in an afternoon. We should probably talk about something. Wait, we can't afford to be that relaxed about everything. You only have a few months at most to decide what you want. If you decide to go to college, you need to make an application, start studying for your test, maybe even get letters of recommendation if you decide to go for one overseas. College? Right, that's true. Katsuragi-sensei's words from this morning echo again in my mind. A prestigious school offering an athletic scholarship. An athletic scholarship, huh? Right, a lot of colleges are so competitive that you need good extracurriculars to get in, especially overseas ones. And most students my own age will have been studying for their entrance exams since last year. My current grades aren't all that great either. God, I'll have to find a way to get into a college, right? Because I can't. There's still a lot to think about, isn't there? Maybe we should. That's true. First, we need to decide what you even want to study. Is there any area that interests you? You've always been equally good at most subjects, so nothing jumps to mind, at least for me. There's no need. After that, I can help you look into it. We want colleges that are well regarded in your field of study. A diploma from a school with a certain level of prestige will make getting good jobs that much easier. Hey, Shoichi-san! June claps Shoichi's thigh, finally dragging the husky's attention away from his rapid-fire thoughts. What? Isn't this too much information? Yuichi-san just got out of the hospital. Even if he's doing well, he has a lot on his mind right now. We should try not to overwhelm him. June! Holy crap, I could cry right now. Thank you. Oh, right, my bad. I got too wrapped up thinking about it. No harm done. My head hurts. I can barely handle my own studies. Hearing about all this stuff nearly made my head spin. This is stuff you should worry about, though. It's fine. I've had my heart set on the same school since I was in middle school. I know what I'm working to. Must be nice. It sure does free up my brain for thinking of more important stuff. Like what? Games and stuff. The piano, too. The fact that you're saying something so sad without even a hint of worry or regret in your voice worries me. Get off my case, I'm trying my best. No, you're not. You just admitted you aren't. Besides, we've been through this before. You don't even study unless I force you to. You're not even bad at studying, you're just lazy. Now you're being mean. I want to encourage you, Jun-kun, but he's not wrong. Not you too! You're supposed to be on my side! Why is Shoichi supposed to be on your side? I know nothing. It's okay. Now that I know just how terrible you are at it, we can start working on Operation Improve June's grades. The what? I talked about it with Saya a bit after midterms. We didn't really decide on anything since we just touched on the subject. We basically felt bad about how much work Yuichi had to put in to get your grades up. We were both thinking of chipping in and helping you. No way! Hey, that sounds like a good thing. Then I'll at least have some room to breathe. Of course, out of the three of us, Yuichi is by far the best tutor, so Saya and I would probably only work on supplementing his lessons. That's fine by me. Free time? Do you prefer to repeat your senior year again? Instead, you saw how much work it was just to keep you from flunking. And these were the first and easiest midterms of the year. No, anything but that. Then friggin' study. Okay. God, it's almost as if I were kicking a puppy. But how much of that is real, though? As far as I know, he's just pretending to be pitiful, so we go easy on him. I'm on to you now. I can see through your little games. Fine. Fine, I'll study. It'll suck, but I don't want to repeat again. The older I get, the smaller my chances of joining my dream school get. That's a very good way of looking at it. Which reminds me, have you been playing the piano at all lately? A little bit here and there. I haven't had much time. Yeah, I feel that. It's okay, June. We'll help you out. We won't let you repeat. Shoichi smiles, placing his big hand atop June's head, petting the smaller tiger with obvious gentleness and affection. The whole scene makes me raise an eyebrow, confused. Since when have you two been this close? I promised I'd support June to the best of my abilities. Then maybe not in so many words. Actually, I mostly just decided that now. Seriously, what the hell happened while I was away? Sam popped in for a minute just to grab something, but then he went out immediately after. Did everyone advance each other's social links while I was gone? Thanks. Of course. God damn it, why am I getting jealous now? I loudly clear my throat, drawing their attention back to me. Shoichi stops petting the tiger, which both of them turning
both of them turning around to look at me. So, do you guys have any plans for next week or something? No, should we? I guess I could use some emotional support. Once news get out about my accident, I'm sure I'll get annoyed by some press. Oh, right, I guess that's true. They usually leave you alone outside of tournaments. It's a miracle they haven't shown up to harass you for missing the Kanto tournament. It'll probably happen, just you wait. Is it that bad? They can be pretty insistent. You saw that magazine a while ago, right? I got lucky that they didn't ask for an interview with that one, but I usually have to delete at least one request a week for that sort of thing. Sponsorship, journalists asking for comments on other players, that sort of thing. Pretty tired of all of it. I've had to field a few offers to play in the professional league these past 2 years. Whoa, really? Have there been any new ones you didn't mention? I got contacted by the Hiroshima Jackals 2 weeks ago. They offered me a pretty generous contract. Why don't you take it? I'm not going to play volleyball professionally. I'm not really interested in that. Besides, the Jackals are a 3rd division team. I still think you're making a mistake. Nah, volleyball's never been something I want to do for the rest of my life. It's just a hobby. That's such a waste. A guy as good as you should play professionally. Trying to tell him that is like talking to a wall. Ugh. Meanwhile, I can't even... No. Don't go there. Absolutely don't go there. You're right. You shouldn't lock yourself into doing something for the rest of your life just because you're good at it. Right, yeah. That's exactly what I think. Thank you, Yuuichi. Why do you look so surprised? It's nothing. Just... Well, you were usually one of the people pushing me to it. True, but I had a change of perspective. After all, I was also doing something like that just because I felt like I had to since I was good at it. You should do whatever makes you happy. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. Sheesh, I'm agreeing with you. Why do you look so unhappy? What do I need to say for you to relax a bit? You being so on edge worries me and makes me anxious. Just be happy, damn it. Do you think we could just hide Yuuichi until they lost interest? That's an idea. If it gets me out of being annoyed by a bunch of journalists, I agree. Somehow I have a hard time picturing it working no matter what. Damn. You can't really believe that it would be that easy, can you? No, but I held out hope. Maybe Mizuguchi-san and Keisuke-kun will be able to think of a better plan? I'll have already gone to school by the time they get back. Oh. Not to mention someone might come after Yuuichi anyway since he didn't show up for the Kanto regional tournament in the first place. Right. It's okay, we'll think of something. Starting to get less and less convinced of that. Of course. But that doesn't give me an excuse to be a downer. How about we do something fun for now, though? I was locked in that hospital bored out of my mind for so long. And yesterday I kind of crashed right away, so I didn't get much done. Really? Did you sleep well? Yup, like a baby. That's a lie. I couldn't sleep until I removed every trace of tennis from my room, and even then I kept rolling around in bed. We could watch something, or try playing something. I don't know if I have any 3-person games, though. Sure, I'm down. I'm not going to lie, after these last few weeks, I could use some levity. Right, June? Yeah, for sure. Is he still suspicious? He's been grimacing like that since last night. What more do I have to do to convince him? I guess it makes sense. If he's been faking a lot since we first met, he's probably way more perceptive than I first thought he was. What a pain in the ass. Anyone have any ideas? I can't think of anything. We could watch a movie together. How about something horror? We can never watch that stuff with Keisuke around. Oh, is he not good with that? How are you even asking me that? Of course he's not. I'm just plainly obvious for everyone. Really? I never noticed. I prefer not watching horror. Really? Why? Well, being scared and whatnot is not all that good for me. Right, you're not good with horror either, I forgot. It's just a precaution. I feel like I'm missing some context here. I'll tell you later. Maybe we could watch a comedy. Yuuichi likes those a lot. Do you like them too? Sure, comedies are fine, as long as it's not a super cheap one. You know, Korean cinema has published some really good stuff this past year. I'm sure we can find something nice. We could also check out that anime movie they released a few months ago. The one that won all those awards. I forgot the name. Song of Silence? Yeah, that. I heard it's pretty good. I haven't watched it, so I'd be fine with it. And it's decided. Sort of. Have to check if it's available for streaming. Oh, right. I heard the stories about a musician who was going deaf, so I'm really interested. See, we even managed to rope June's interest into it. I'm grabbing a blanket. Ah, can I have the blanket? Ah. It's not like I'm super picky about movies in the first place. Being picky about everything is more your thing, Yuuichi. I've been getting better. True, at least we haven't been made to wait for an hour while you decided which soup base you wanted for your ramen. There were too many choices! There were 2 choices. Shoyu or miso. Get off my ass! You're a nightmare sometimes. Yuichi-san has never been that bad around me. When we hung out together, he was always pretty quick at choosing. Did he open by asking you what things on the menu you liked and then somehow picked out those for himself? That's a classic Yuichi move. Let other people pick for him. Oh, now that you mention it. Shut up, don't tattle, you rat! Dude, you really need to grow a backbone and make choices for yourself. It's definitely concerning. Stop judging me. I swear to whatever gods are in heaven that I can still swing these crutches pretty damn well. I'm partial to the Norse ones. What? Nope. Yuichi? Yuichi? Yuichi! How... I'm flabbergasted. I am flabbergasted right now. What? Gods in heaven. You just mentioned them. I'm partial to the Norse ones. Odin, Thor, Freya, those gods. What? How did your brain even leap to that? You're the one who brought it up. I said nothing about Norse gods. Is this for real? Are you messing with me right now? Is this another one of your acts? Kobayashi, you're doing it again. I know. I did it on purpose. Doing what? He does stuff like that. That totally on purpose to mess with us. It's not always. I mean, at least half the time. So you're saying that half the time when you do those nonsensical changes of subject, it's meant to mess with us? Yes! Great. Now every single time it happens, I'll be even more confused asking myself if he's being serious or not. And now the paranoia begins. You're a little bastard, you know that? Only sometimes. I am a feline after all. That's speciesist. Speciesist. It's fine when I say it. June, that's not how it works. I love you to death. I love you to death, June. I truly love you to death. But that is not how it works. That is not how it works at all. It does not work like that. It doesn't work like that. I love this new June. He's so fucking evil. But that is not how it works. Goddamn smug little tiger smirking at me like that. I'll show him eventually. So, weren't you going to check if the movie was available for streaming? Right, I forgot. Thanks to you distracting me, might I add. I look around for a second, spotting the TV remote on the far end of the coffee table. Probably there after I tossed it without paying attention earlier. I reach forward, trying to grab it without getting up from the couch. My body just a few centimeters too short to get it. Still, I insist on it. Trying my best to get the damn thing since I don't want to be getting on my feet and sitting back down all the time while I'm on crutches. But this thing just won't reach. I'm insisting on stretching and trying to reach. Shoichi sighs, getting up from his seat and reaching for the remote. Wait! Oh, stop posturing. We both know you're not reaching it. He swats my hand away, grabbing the remote that I'd nearly managed to reach with the tips of my fingers. As soon as he sits back down, he grabs my hand, turning it palm up and dropping the remote inside, looking oh so pleased with himself the whole time. There you go. Better now? What? I didn't ask for your help. Seriously? I think you mean thank you. No, I don't. I didn't need help. Sure. Shoichi-san, maybe it's better to let Yuuichi-san do things on his own. Oh, please, there was no way he was reaching the remote. He'd just end up hurting his knee if he insisted on stretching himself like that. Still, why are you defending him? You're right there with me yesterday calling him reckless for switching to crutches so soon. Because I think this is better. The hell does that mean? It means you can mind your own damn business. If I didn't ask you for something, then butt out. We're going to leave off here tonight. God damn. Just. God damn. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.